call the May 30th meeting to order. Salute to the flag. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Mr. Cullen?
Here.
Ms. Curran?
Here.
Mr. D'Angelo? Here. Mr. Poliafico? Yep, okay. Mr. Parolo?
Here.
Mr. Smith?
Here.
Mr. Stiltner?
Here.
Ms. Paglione?
Excused.
And Mr. Chicoletti?
Here. Thank you, Madam Secretary. Solicitor, executive session report.
Yes, Mr. President, thank you. The executive session started tonight at 6 p.m. And ended just before this meeting started. All board members who were present at this meeting were at the executive session, along with several administrators. Informational items and personal items were discussed at the executive session. That's my report.
Thank you, Mr. Solicitor.
Thank you.
Approve the agenda with the said amendments. Do I have a motion? Somebody make a motion?
Motion.
By Mr. Poliafico?
Second.
Second by Mr. Cullen. All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstention, motion carries. Okay, next we're going to do presentations. We're going to do Dr. Downey first. Dr. Downey. Actually, no, I wasn't here for that.
Thank you. Before I start, I just want to make a comment, if I may. Most everybody knows here that I try to keep everything above board and always tell the truth, because when you tell two different stories, it's your character. I've been working here since last year, and I personally want to thank all of my principals that are here. I see them all here tonight, for all of their support and the great job that they're doing, as well as supporting everything we've been doing. And without them, anything that I say tonight could never work. And I'm thankful for that, and I just want you to know that. So my compliments. So I'll start my report. You'll notice I have given you a complete inventory, and I also included the last inventory that I gave you so you can see the difference, because anybody can give you an inventory. It doesn't mean it's accurate. So if you'll notice the grade school inventory, whether it's instruments or books or reads, the high school, we're still working on that. Jason and I have been slowly putting that together with the help of also Sydney Smith, and that's going to take a little bit more time. We have a lot of new instruments coming in. There's going to be a lot of additions over the summer, and that'll be a little bit more formal, because you can see it's formal but semi-formal. It's accurate, but it should be revised in the near future, and I will make sure that happens. You have every student that's being taught. You have all the names there. I will furnish you choir in the future, and we'll talk about that right before I leave, by the end of my presentation here. I would just like to let you know our numbers are constant. They're constantly growing. We had, and if anybody was here, I know board members were here. They were like, there was no room to breathe air. They were like sardines. People were making deals from the hallway just so they could see their kids, and they were swapping seats. So we've already outgrown this auditorium here with the public support and appreciation the public has shown for what we're doing. There's a lot of good and a lot of miraculous stuff happening here. I hope it continues to happen. Without your support, it can't happen. So I thank all of you up there, because none of this can be done without you. It's been a long wait. I've been around for a long time, and a lot of people know my history, where I started, and I won't mention that on TV, but there were problems that I recognized years ago, and you're the cure. You really are, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. So without further ado, I also included our sign-up sheet, so you see how we scan our instruments for sign-ups. We've already handed those out. Last summer, we had a slew of kids sign up. You have to understand, each concert Each concert, we have an overwhelming majority of students that want to join. So last year we had 2 concerts. We started with 9 kids, and it's going to continually grow. By last summer, we had sign-ups that actually Melanie and I did them together, and we added a lot of kids to the program that are here this year. By the second concert, the same thing. This is how our program grows, by the witness of its success. But I don't want you to be fooled. This is not a program where kids just play instruments and we give a concert. This has nothing to do with my system or what we're teaching. And that's why we have a lasting situation here. And it's going to live because of how we're doing it. I am doing it in the order of all of our core states requirement for Pennsylvania, all of our standards. You could check, they're in line with New Jersey and US standards, okay? The bottom line is, our kids are critically thinking. They're all the aspects, whether it be analysis, kinesthetics, all of that stuff, which I'll discuss with you in our executive session, so I'm going to ask for something later on. Hopefully you'll give it to me. You'll understand exactly what's happening here. This is why we're retaining. Otherwise, this would have been another fly. We've had a band for a couple years, and that would have been it, and then we'd have lost our teachers again, and everything else. You can't do things that way. It's got to have educational meaning and purpose. Without purpose, if it has no purpose, then it doesn't belong here. That's not what education is about. And then it has to be useful in the future, and it has to be, and I haven't even, when I say useful, not useful that these kids will play an instrument their whole life, but they bring on this world of art and all this aesthetic appreciation and sensitivity and enrichment. They bring this with them for life. And that's part of the 5 higher intellects, all the way back to your Greek philosophers. Anyway, I'll move on without further ado. This is my report, my formal report. And I'm just trying to get organized here. Just if I was organized. Anyway, the most notable difference is the comparison of what previously existed and what is presently developing. We have moved from a program in much need of new direction and revision to a program that has incorporated critical thinking, analysis, kinesthetic, peer-to-peer, as well as aesthetic sensitivity and appreciation. Our current program presently reflects sound educational values with a sound educational purpose. Its curriculum is in alignment with all current educational standards. And I'm not saying we're totally there yet. We're moving in the right direction. It all takes time, but we've got a lot going. We added a new teacher for instrumental music due to the overwhelming demands for this subject area. Our numbers have exploded because the Bristol Borough community realizes the value and importance of music education and the arts in their school district. It will take more years to get this program to the level of top high school excellence without our state. I want to stop right there because I say this over and over, my complete career. When my brother took Princeton over, they had 450 kids in that high school. They became nationally recognized with 450 students. The bottom line is, quantity doesn't, I mean, you can have and I'm not knocking it because I know all these directors and I have great respect for them, they have respect for me. But whether it be Pennsbury, Council Rock, any of the large districts, quantity doesn't always equate to quality. You can have a small prep school and have the highest test scores in the world. Quality has nothing to do with quantity. So I see us eventually being on top, maybe nationally recognized. I do that. If I didn't have those sites, I wouldn't be here. Anyway, it is presently becoming a welcoming shining star for our school district, an area of education in which our community takes much pride, a miraculous conversion of educational excellence. The music teachers have been mentored at the beginning level of the Downey system and have implemented it in a successful manner. In the up and coming year, they will, as well as many students, be instructed in the mid-level areas of this system. Let us not forget, this system is the cornerstone to the great success of this program. And it has, I mean, it's something I took a lifetime to invent, and it's been part of my teaching career, and it's never let me down. Okay, for the up-and-coming year, I intend to work on the choral situation that does not exist except for the after-school warrior choir. We may think we have a choral situation. It's an after-school, extra credit, extracurricular. It's not a curriculum. So we have a situation, and again, these are my observations, and these are the areas that you hired me to look at, and I'm being honest with you, and I'm giving it to you straight. We have a situation of many years in these classes being used for a dumping ground to create an extra elective to service the elementary schools. That's not education. That isn't education. We have 262 students that could be denied the education they should be given and the proper education. Ironically, I believe this has been extremely unfair to the present teacher, and I really do. I mean, I've worked beside the present teacher, I won't name names, and I find her to be very credible. I find her to know her area. She's not being used for what you hired for I don't know how many years ago, okay? I believe this has been extremely unfair to the present teacher who was absolutely qualified and being wasted, as well as a disservice to the educational advancement of our children. It looks good on the books, but has no educational value. In the very near future, before the up-and-coming year, I will propose a change which will be forwarded to you in a highlighted summary for the next school year and the future to make this program a worthwhile educational investment for all of our students. That's why we're here. I'm a taxpayer as well as anybody else, and so are all of you. We're here to make sure we have the best education. As for the community recognition, we now have a welcoming problem. Our concert hall is now inadequate to hold the amount of people who now attend and support our program. Our last performance witnessed the LGI packed like sardines with almost no air to breathe and lines of persons deep in the hallway of parents who could not even get in to witness their child's performances. This is absolutely astounding, but a great problem to have. It really is. The high school, middle school, have added 2 more additional instrumental music classes to assure the growth of this subject area. Now, however, I do recognize that there are some issues to be addressed and how this can be effective by its implementation for a few years until the numbers reach the high school. If the numbers from here reach the high school in 3 or 4 years from now, we're going to have 50, 60 kids or more up there, with a full-blown program. We don't have to worry about who's in what class. Right now we do, because we've got to keep them together. Now, my principal, Mr. Nick Nastasi, has assured me, and he has supported me in every way this year, that he will do everything possible in providing the necessary moves and changes to accommodate the growth of this program. And I trust Mr. Nastasi to his word, because I've had a whole year to work with him, and he's done nothing but good for me. We have a band parent organization that is continually growing, becoming more active in assisting in every possible way to the growth and welfare of the program as well as all of our students. My page 2 is missing. I'm sorry about that. It's a very short page. There's no playoffs tonight, is there? I'm only joking. Our community has invited us to perform at a most historical commencement in September. I'll stop right there. If you remember, Washington and Lafayette marched through during our independence, and the town has so much history. Aaron Burr, Hamilton, they were all here. It's amazing. I love living in this town. And I tell everybody that I love living in this town for one thing, because of its history. I'm a history buff. And I love doing this. So the community's invited us for this historical kind of reenactment of what had happened before. It's a 200-year anniversary. That's not from when Washington was here, but the anniversary of this recognition. We have been given approval, and we have accepted. This should be one of the greatest highlights of our community in years. We will use the grade school, the middle school, and the high school kids together to perform. We're not marching, okay? We will have stands. We've already ordered the music. We've given a green light on this, and we will. And I know it's been a long wait for our community. They're going to hear something from Bristol Borough, and we're all going to be proud of them, as we were the other night. And you're a testimony to that. In closing, I proudly recommend I proudly, commend the hard work of our instrumental music teachers in working as a team to make this vision a reality. Let me stop there. We need to work as a team. If you don't work as a team, then it's divide and conquer, and everything goes down the drain. None of this is about any one individual. It takes this whole system from principals and all of you that are up there to make this work. We have to work together. And our team is working together, and I'm very thankful for that. And last but not least, a heartfelt thanks to our choral teacher for her contributions, as well as her acceptance to a new vision for the choral curriculum. Let me close with one thing. And I know my principals are going to understand this, that's for sure, and so will the superintendent. When you have crossover for interdisciplinary, our crossover is immense. And I said that at the last meeting, so I won't go into that, which is transfer. You had and I still have more coming in, all the data on the testing with parents saying their kids, even in the classrooms, how they've grown, how they went from C's to A's and this and that. There's a big transfer, but we have a unique transfer with my dear, and for this choral situation. That transfer will be, you have a theater arts program in high school. You have no choral program in a high school. So we do have a stipend for that. That hasn't been used. And there are other ideas that Mr. Nastasi and I had talked about, and I'm sure that he'll help me in every way. With this program that I would like to establish here, which we'll talk about in the future, I would like to establish a show choir in a high school, 7 through 12, where these kids actually can participate in a legitimate choir. So and the transfer, the interdisciplinary is, all of these kids can also filter into theater arts as well. And this will do nothing but even help that blossom. Everything blossoms together. Like I said, it's all about teamwork and working together. And ironically, this will be beautiful for the high school. So I'm asking the school board, will you give me some time at your next executive meeting? I think it's in August, I pray, because I have an emergency.
It's in a couple of weeks.
In a couple of weeks, I'm going to be in Savannah, Georgia. I have an emergency.
All right, then we'll speak with you, but let me ask you a question here. What
Yes.
you're asking for is that you want to enhance the choral program. You talked with Ms. Bowser, you talked with the principals at each school?
I've talked with all three
Okay,
principals.
everybody's on board with that, with the choral program, Mr. Nastasi? Okay, so briefly, right now, the choral teacher is like, how do you say, like it's an elective course? But
It's an elective course, but it's not, to really be honest, I would be in a mental institution if I had to deal with what she's doing right now. It's not
Okay.
fair.
Well, then.
You're not, in other words, if you want,
Excuse me. These are strong statements that you're making.
They are.
You're calling it a dumping ground. What's going on in there? Be specific.
Okay.
What's going on in this classroom?
when you have a choral person, she should be teaching general music.
Yeah, this is a personal item. I don't think with curriculum, it probably would not be good to discuss until the board has a chance to look at this.
Yeah, let's.
Talk about it.
Can we, that's why I want to have a private meeting on it.
Here's what we'll do. You could give that report, but if you're interested in that choral program, then talk with the principals and let's get something rolling on that. But let's not get into personalities right now.
I don't want to.
Yeah,
I didn't want to begin with.
Let it go at that.
I think this should be an executive thing, and all of you, so be it, and we can put it out there. What I'm saying, we're just not getting a maximum, you're not maximizing your educational value.
Okay,
We're minimizing it by
got
what
it.
we're doing.
all right, we'll let it go at that.
So is there a possible chance that I could have that,
Yes.
when would that be? That's what I'm just,
I don't know. We meet on the 12th. When's our next meeting?
June 12th.
June 12th.
and I can't have a meeting in July when, I won't be back.
board doesn't meet in
Board
July.
isn't here. The board will be back
Not July, oh yeah,
August, the board will be back the middle of August.
the middle of August. Well, then could I be at that executive meeting?
Yes.
Would you grant me some time?
Yes.
Please?
Yeah.
I think it's really important. I think you'll like it, I really do. I just see something that can, it's all for the good. It's all for the good of the system.
You've built the band program, so we'll look at your recommendations. We'll talk with the principals. We'll have that meeting.
Appreciate that very much.
All right, thank
And
you.
thank you for the opportunity.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Downey.
One thing I want to say, Paul notified that it's, the concert is being shown on our channel and also on our YouTube.
Yes.
So anybody that didn't get a chance to see it, or who was here, and, was packed in here, wants to get a better look, I think it runs 3 times a day on our TV channel. So for anybody out there that wants to look at it,
And the nice
it's
thing,
very impressive.
just since you said that, just comment on that. You can see that the growth in all of our kids, from where they started to where they ended.
It's
And the bottom
visible.
line is that jazz band that you're hearing, that's fourth graders in it.
Yes.
Eventually, that'll all be high school, you know what I mean, in the band there. But
Coming-
right now, we have actually fourth graders playing with the
building.
high school kids. So each year, it's actually even going to get better. If you liked it now, you'll even like the next, you know,
I'll-
each progression much
I'll
better.
contact you about that executive session.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Dr.
I
Allen.
appreciate everything. I really do,
Okay.
and all your support.
Thank you for your help. Thank you. Good job. Okay, Dr. Davis.
Yes. Congratulations are in order to Ms. Bowser, who has passed and met all academic and testing requirements for certification related to K-12 school leadership. As you've been hearing in the press, there's court battles going on with 18 to 21 to 18 to 22. I'm going to have Mr. Truelove just give a short update.
Yes, as you know, the Commonwealth Court, which is the Intermediate Appellate Court, recently invalidated the PDE change in the rule allowing, or actually requiring education up to the age of 22. That decision, however, was appealed by PDE to the Supreme Court. We don't know if the Supreme Court's going to take it, but as of now, this decision is stayed, which means the decision to reduce or bring it back to 21 is not effective at this time. So we still have to be concerned about educating children up to the age of 22. And I'll keep everybody posted as developments occur with respect to the Supreme Court.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
At this time, we've had a superintendent's meeting about the budget, and at this time, there is still no time frame of a school budget being passed before June 30th, 2024. Charter school, cyber, private school, as well as vouchers are still sticky points not resolved. End of report, Mr. President.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Davis. Okay, Ms. Bowser, elementary principal.
Federal programs update includes Title I and Title IV. Under Title I Family Engagement, our pre-K transition day was a success. We had around 50 students attend. Our Title IV funds continue supporting STEM, gifted enrichment, and Artrageous. The STEM program showcased their work during the Science and Arts Showcase. The students made the items that were being sold that supports the program. The gifted and enrichment program had a very successful science fair with 100% participation. On June 4th, they will be presenting their Native American skits, and parents and families are invited. Grades 4 through 6 will be having a chess tournament, and the winner will receive a new chess set. Final Artrageous Showcase will be held on June 6th at 12 o'clock in our gymnasium. Our Science and Art Showcase was a success, and the band and choir did a great job. A big thank you to all who participated and raised money for our Kids Walk last week. On Wednesday, May 29th, was field day for grades K to 2. Today we had grades 3 to 4, and tomorrow we finish with grades 5 and 6. Kindergarten promotion will be held at 9 a.m. on June 10th, and 6th grade promotion will be held at 9 a.m. on June 11th. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Bowser. Mr. Nastasi.
Yes, before I start, I want to ask Ms. Nicholas, who's our president right now, if she wants to speak about our STEM program. Would you want to do that real quick?
Yes.
If not, I could just read it. Okay.
Danielle.
Thank you, Ms. Nicholas. I like going right to the source.
As of right now, we're getting to the end of the first year. I spoke with Mr. Nastasi earlier today. Our 8th graders are using the Spheros. They're going to start building their own version of Hungry Hungry Hippos, something to capture marbles, and they'll be teamed up, and they have to decide whether they're going to move the marbles or block another team. Gets a little messy, but it works. The high school, the 21st Century Production, this time they had a few different problems that they had to solve. One was their challenge was to create something where somebody had to pick up an object 3 meters from where they're standing. So if they had longer arms, it worked better for them. Soda can, volleyball, and a marble. And it was interesting to see what some of the kids came up with. One student actually made something that would come together and pick it up, and it was a prototype, so picking up a full can of soda wasn't And to test them out, I did not have a full can of soda because that could be really messy. Trying to think, what are we doing? The Intro to Physical Computing class, they are currently programming Arduinos, and they're going to have they're going to be doing a Magic 8-ball program with the Arduino. It's a little circuit board, and there's an LCD, so they're going to have to program this to work as a Magic 8-ball. They're aware of this, that it's something, but now they know exactly what it is, so. But that's
Okay.
about where we are.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ms. Nicholas, appreciate it.
Mr. Nastasi, you have anything else?
Yes, a few things. We had our high school prom last week. It was a great time. We had 139 students participate, 0 issues. Everybody arrived and got home safe. I want to thank everybody who helped out with that event. It's a lot of planning and a lot of time, a lot of effort. It was a great night. On 5/21, we held our first annual Middle School Fire Academy Assembly. So what we are doing now, and I have an application, we're gonna post it. We are opening up a middle school fire cadet camp that's going to run June 24th to the 27th from 10 o'clock to 1 o'clock on Farragut Avenue. It's going to be free for all middle school students. There is a 50 student cap on it because of space. We had the fire companies come in and present to our middle school, and it went over pretty well. There was a lot of kids that are really excited about it. The real cool thing was we had our current Fire Academy students that are in our dual enrollment from Bucks County Community College come in also and talk to the students. Most of them they're all junior fire cadets, and it was a good experience seeing our sophomores and juniors talk to the middle school, and I really feel they had their attention. So we really feel this is one way we're trying to promote more participation in all the Fire Academy and the Fire Academy curriculum. Next, 5/28, 5/29, we had our high school and middle school athletic and academic awards. All of our award ceremony had links so loved ones could watch anywhere in the world. It was very receptive. It was pretty crowded. It was a really great turnout. On 5/31, we will have our middle school academic awards at 10 o'clock. There's also a link posted on our website, on our Facebook communication page and on Instagram, our Instagram page. Parents are welcome. Just please bring an ID. Next, on 5/31 also, we'll have our 8th grade dance from 6 to 9:30. It's a really cool event that we have, and parents are welcome in the beginning to take some pictures of their loved ones, and then we kind of kick them out so the kids can get down and party a little bit. Next, 7th through 11th grade students will have finals on 6/5, 6/6, 6/7, and 6/10. And 6/11 is a makeup day. All finals are half days. It will be dismissed at 11:15. 6/7, we will have our elementary school senior walkthrough at 9:45 a.m. It's one of the best traditions we have going on here in this district. We load our seniors up in a bus with their cap and gown. All the students here are in the hallway, and they do a walkthrough, and they're high-fiving and music playing, and it's an emotional day. So it's a really cool day. If you guys want to stop by, it'd be great. On 6/10, we have our senior memory night at 6 o'clock. And on 6/10, we have our middle school field day at 8:30 a.m. over at the track. And on 6/11, we wrap everything up with graduation at 6 o'clock. I did want to share one other thing that's not on here that we got today. We got a scholarship from the American Red Cross. We collected 70 units of blood with our blood drive, and the American Red Cross has donated a $250 scholarship to a student that we picked. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Thank you, Mr. Nestaris.
That's it.
Question.
Yes.
How do we make out with the kids?
I'd rather talk about that afterwards if we can, because we've been communicating with parents
Okay, fine, that's fine.
constantly.
We'll send out
the
an
numbers-
email, and then they can meet with you to
Yeah.
discuss that.
Yeah,
I can
okay.
just talk to them afterwards.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you, Nick.
Yes, thank you.
Title I and Title II, Title IV,
Completed.
completed, okay. Public participation, anyone from the public?
Hello, everyone. My name is Beth Angelaccio, for anybody that doesn't know who I am. So I'm going to make this very short. We want to keep the communication open, and we just want to keep everybody on a good line. I am representing the Hall of Fame Committee for the high school. We received an email from a board member that we are to basically stop what we've been doing. As an external committee, we could just look through this and just move on and not say anything. As somebody who is an alumni of this school, I don't want any hard ties with anybody. We want to work together even though we don't need you to continue on doing what we're doing. So in that, we kind of halted our meeting that we were supposed to have. And then also, other people were on this email, and we were told that we couldn't use the school to have any of our meetings, and that we should have a reorganization. It was also said that the administration and school board unanimously was putting us to a halt.
Okay, so we don't vote. It was maybe a miscommunication that said there was going to be a pause. I don't think anybody has a
No,
problem.
Dave, I talked about it.
But we don't vote, John. in
No,
executive
right,
session.
in other words, we don't vote. Look, Beth, I'm the representative on the board, okay? I've been to
Correct.
meetings. You know well, I've been looking at some things that aren't right. They were having meetings and doing stuff without having a quorum. Then they were, and again, Beth, you want to roll your eyes at me? You want to sit down and talk?
No, this
We can
all
talk.
came
Okay,
about
here's-
because
We can
you
talk. Hold
didn't
on.
get what
No,
you
no, we're
wanted,
not
John.
gonna
That's why
talk.
this all
We're not
happened.
going to talk
Time-
about it here.
time
You want to
out.
meet, let's meet, and we're going to
There's nothing to meet about. We are
Okay,
going to
look,
continue
John,
having
go
our
ahead.
meetings.
John?
Go ahead.
All right, hold on. Okay, we'll sit down and meet, but does anybody have a problem with them going forward?
Dave, wait a minute, I met with all you guys.
John?
Dave, I met with all of you.
You said that they wanted to pause.
No,
But she's saying-
I said, after looking at some of the things that they're doing, that we need to sit down and start doing things. There's a lot of things that you guys are doing, putting people
Okay, let's
in,
not-
not following rules, that's all.
Okay, well, they don't want to,
Issue though?
What?
Is that the board's issue?
Well, if I'm a member of the board, and I'm on the committee, and the committee was supposed to have 8 people, and they're making decisions with 2 and 3 and 4 people attending the meetings, which you did, and I have the evidence. I have it. You sent
I have a lot of
it.
evidence too. I have a lot of emails
Okay,
that you
well, look,
sent that
this-
were
this-
inappropriate.
There's not
But I'm
gonna
not
be-
going there.
Beth,
You're not
John,
going there?
No.
John, there's not going to be a pause. Continue the discussion, and then we'll see what's going on.
And as far as using the building,
Yes.
anytime you want.
I never said don't use it.
No, who said
No,
that? Who
you
said that?
did, because the email that you sent telling us to not do anything.
sent the email?
You had
Beth? I
Dr.
sent the
Davis
email.
and Mike
Who-
Popolowski on it. And then Mike Popolowski followed up, because that's who John talks to make sure that we can get in the library at 6 o'clock on a Tuesday night. And then Popolowski followed up with an email telling us that until further notice from you,
Right.
that we are not to have any meetings.
Right.
Okay,
So
well,
we
we're
met
telling-
outside of the school,
Beth,
That's fine.
but
Beth, here's what we're telling you. The board is here. We're telling you to continue to meet and resolve these issues. That's it. So you're back on Dr. Davis. Did you send an email?
no, he was on, he was copied, he didn't send
Okay,
it.
whoever sent you the email, then just continue to meet and work through this.
Okay.
Any issues, come back to the board.
So you'll let Pops know so John can set up for next Tuesday? So we can meet? Okay, perfect.
Yeah, just try to work through these issues, and then see what happens. If they continue, then we'll have to make a decision down the road.
Okay.
But
Sounds good.
continue to meet. All right, now let's go on.
Thank you.
Anyone else from the public? No one else from the public. Let's move on to item number 6, routine monthly business.
Okay, let me start here. Item 6.
Item 6.
Item A, approve the minutes of April 11th and May 2nd, 2024 meetings. Item B, approve the list of bills for May 2024. And item C, approve the treasury report for April 2024.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Poliafco, all those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstention, motion carries. New business.
Mr. President, I motioned under new business item A to approve a resolution to file for the Public School Facility Improvement Grant Fund, grant request for boiler installation and minor equipment replacement at the Bristol Borough Middle High School, not to exceed $1 million from the Commonwealth Financing Authority, including the authorization of issuance of 25% committed local community match from internal operating funds or bond funds.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
So I want to explain what that is.
Chris will explain that.
So what's going on here is Site Logic, who our engineer is helping us assist writing a grant to replace our boilers at the high school. The estimated cost for those boilers is around $1 million. The school district, if we receive the grant, would be responsible for 25% of that amount, which is $250,000. This is kind of granting Site Logic access to help assist us writing this grant.
Okay, any other questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstention, motion carries. Item B.
Mr. President, I motion to approve the attached list of 2024 Bristol High School expected graduates upon successful completion of the academic requirements.
I have a second.
Second.
Second by Mr. Cullen. Questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstention, motion carries. Item C.
Mr. President, I motion to approve the agreement of sale signed by the Borough Council at its May 13th council meeting for the purpose of effectuating the conveyance of the track and field facility from the Bristol Borough School District to the Borough of Bristol for the term of said agreement of sale.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstention, motion carries. Item D.
Mr. President, I motion to adopt a revised policy 801 dealing with public records.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Cullen.
My question, what
Yeah,
was
go
the
ahead.
minor adoption, just updated it?
The main reason for this is there is has been a kind of a clearinghouse for civil right-to-know requests called FOIA Buddy, F-O-I-A Buddy, and they've submitted on behalf of other people, so essentially they're submitting anonymous requests. So it's been determined by a lot of people that anonymous requests shouldn't be honored, that at least the people asking for it, we can't ask why they are, at least have their identities be shown, and that's the purpose. We're not the only school district facing this. In fact, I think everybody locally has been. So this is a way of just addressing that, so if somebody requests a right to know, at least they have to identify themselves as part of that. So that's what the update is.
Thank you for the explanation. All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstention, motion carries. Item number 8.
Item 8, Mr. President, I motion to approve the contract between Christopher McHugh, Business Manager, and the Bristol Borough School District, effective July 1, 2024 to June 30th, 2029.
Do I have a second? Second, Mr. Poliafco. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays? Abstention, motion carries. Item B.
Mr. President, I motion to approve to advertise for an elementary autistic support teacher, certification requirements or special education, PK through 12, with autism endorsement, salary and benefits per the master agreement, effective 2024-2025 school year.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Cullen, any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstention, motion carries. Item C.
Item C, Mr. President, motion to approve to advertise for an elementary principal, K-12 principal certification required, effective for the 2024-2025 school year.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Cullen? Questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstention, motion carries. Item D. Let's see
Mr.
that.
President, motion to advertise for an assistant elementary principal, K through 12, principal certification required, effective 2024-2025 school year.
Second.
Second, Mr. Poliafco. Questions? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Nays, abstention, motion carries. Item E.
Mr. President, I motion to approve to advertise for a middle school reading specialist. Certification requirements are reading specialist pre-K through 12, ELA concentration. Salary and benefits as per the master agreement, effective the 2024-2025 school year.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Poliafco? Just a comment on this one. This position, E and F, we are advertising for those positions. We're waiting to hear if the budget is approved by the Pennsylvania. Am I correct?
Yep.
Okay, so we're waiting to hear on the budget to see how much we are going to receive, and if it is in excess of what they told us, then we'll go forward, but at least the interviews will be conducted. So I need to vote on this. Any other questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstention, motion carries. Item F.
I motion to approve to advertise for an elementary art teacher, Pennsylvania certification required, salary and benefits as per the master agreement, effective the 2024-2025 school year.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Collin? Questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstention, motion carries. Item G.
Mr. President, I approve motion to approve permission of summer days for Damon Smith and Deborah Connard, not to exceed 10 days per diem rate.
Second.
Second by Mr. Poliafco. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstention, motion carries. Item H.
I motion to approve permission of summer days for Mr. George Gatto, not to exceed 30 days per diem rate.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Poliafco. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Nays, abstention, motion carries. Item I.
Mr. President, I motion to approve the appointment of the following for ESY extended school year teachers, district assistants, PCAs, and nurse. Rate of pay as per the master agreement.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Poliafco. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstention, motion carries.
Mr. President, motion to approve to the attached supplemental positions for the 2024-2025 school year. Rate of pay as per the master agreement.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Poliafco. Questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstention, motion carries. Item K.
Mr. President, I motion to approve to hire the following substitute teachers at the rate of $150 per day, no benefits as per the master agreement, effective for the 2023-2024 school year, Macy Barnard and Nathan Eddings.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Collin. Questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstention, motion carries. Item L.
Mr. President, I motion to approve to hire Anne Marie Curick as high school science teacher, effective at a rate of M+30, step 8, with benefits as per the master agreement, effective the 2024-2025 school year.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Poliafco. Questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstention, motion carries. Item M.
Mr. President, I motion to approve to hire Tammy Norris as K through 12 special education transition coordinator at the rate of M+30, step 8, with benefits as per the master agreement, effective the 2024-2025 school year.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Poliafco. Questions? All those in favor? Aye. Nays, abstention, motion carries. Item N.
Mr. President, I motion to approve to hire Alex Keyswetter as a high school English teacher at a rate of bachelor step 2 with benefits as per the master agreement, effective for the 2024-2025 school year.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Tony?
Smith?
Okay. Okay, Tony seconded, Mr. Smith? Any questions? All those in favor? Aye. Item O.
Mr. President, I motion to approve the hire of Genevieve Sanko as a long-term substitute middle school English teacher at the rate of Bachelor Step 1 with benefits as per the master's agreement effective the 2024-2025 school year.
Do I have a second? Second. Mr. Collins, questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Nays, abstentions, motion carries. Public participation, anyone from the public would like to talk on anything? No one from the public? Information and discussion, the next public meeting is Wednesday, June 12th, 2024. After that, the school board will break until August. Let me go around the horn here. Mr. Smith?
Yeah, I'd like to congratulate all the spring sports teams for a great season. And I also like to congratulate the grade school, middle school, and high school band on a successful season and a great concert. That's all I have. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Smith. Ms. Curran?
I just want to thank the administration and the teachers for putting in the extra time and their efforts with the end of the year. I know it's the end of the school year, it's a long school year, but it's a busy end of the year, and I just appreciate all the time that you guys put into making this time of the year really memorable for the students, so thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Curran. Mr. Collins?
Yeah, I'll just go with Tony and Brianna. All the things they said, I'd like to thank everyone
Mr.
also.
Barolo?
I'll just follow what he said.
Okay. Mr. Polyafco?
I just want to wish all the seniors the best of luck on graduation. Thanks to all the teachers and administrators, all the hard work and effort you put into the school year like every other. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Mr. Stiltner?
I appreciate all the dedication from the administration, the teachers, principals, the assistant principals, Dr. Davis, just everyone. It's turning out to be a good year, and we're looking to build on it and looking to plan for next year. And a special thanks to us taking the time, approving, adding all these arts to the school and really building that program up. That's it.
Thank you, Mr. Stiltner. Dr. Davis?
Just to add on to what Mr. Stiltner said, when we first started, we talked about moving forward. Just by our discussion in executive session and the information that you have been hearing from the administrative staff, okay, that is exactly what we're doing, despite our financial hardship and how we deal with things. And that's a credit to the board as a whole and to my entire administrative staff. Because it's not easy, these decisions are not easy, but we're doing with the end game of making sure we adequately and intelligently educate our students that attend Bristol University High School. Thank you for your support.
Thank you, Dr. Davis. Mr. Trullo?
Mr. President, everybody, it's hard to believe another school year is just about over, but as with past years, we really enjoy working with everyone here, administration, staff, the board, and I really appreciate your support and look forward to a summer off, perhaps, but getting right back into it in the fall. Of course, I know we have another meeting before that, so I'll be here.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Trullo. Okay, just a quick note here. As some people are aware, the fountain is on the school district's property, and the water was disconnected. The fountain wasn't really working, and the daughter of the gentleman who built the fountain had asked if, we do maintain the fountain, but with there not being any water, she asked if something could be done. And she asked Mr. Gatto. Mr. Gatto contacted me, so it was determined that just make it a flower bed, and we had some benches donated, so we'll water the flowers. I think it's a centerpiece, and we'll maintain that like we usually do. So she had written a thank you to the board. I would like to thank you and the Bristol Borough School Board for taking an interest in the Bristol Memorial Fountain. Your help in converting it to a broken fountain into a beautiful garden is greatly appreciated. Our father, while in the throes of stage lung cancer, wanted to leave Bristol a monument representing the immigrants that settled here and made in their own homes. The the points on the monument represent the four major nationalities that were integral in Bristol growth. At that time, the nationalities are Italian, Irish, Black, and Puerto Rican. The fountain was funded by the citizens and businesses of Bristol, and many donated their trade skills to the project. It was dedicated on July 12, 1987, and a special thank you to George Gatto, Donna McCluskey, Dennis, Jose, and Tommy. Sincerely, Linda Liccardello Andrews and Andrea Liccardello Enderick. So the fountain, I think, is right out front here. Take a look at it when you get a chance. Okay, the only other thing is,
You went by me.
oh, I'm sorry, I'm coming back. Okay, so the only thing I wanted to congratulate everybody on another school year. Mr. D'Angelo, I apologize.
No,
Go
just a
ahead.
couple things. I know we had Tammy Ellis and Maya Reagan do really well at states. Both will be back next year. I think Tammy is only a freshman. She ran in the 100 and 200. Maya was a high jumper. When she got to the states, the bar was set at her personal best. So right out of the gate, she had to do her best, and she competed against some really good competition. Also, the Unified, third year in a row, 5th place out of 250, over 250 schools. Our kids really did well, and our girls softball won the district title. They play next Monday, Chris, right?
Monday at home.
Monday at home, so if you want to go there. And last but not least, Mr. Ciccoletti, and we had a student, his name was Mike Keller, graduated in 2015, went to Westchester, and recently just graduated from the Drexel University College of Medicine, and he's an MD. And so it's just nice to see that. The kid really worked hard, and another Bristol alumni doing really great. So I just wanted to point that out. Thank you.
That was 8 years, so he did it without missing a step. And that was great. Thanks for recognizing him, Mr. D'Angelo. So any other questions? I'll maintain a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
So moved. Oh,